Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa. Welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. I will be your captain tonight. I'll have a co captain, but you'll have to stick around and find out who that is. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to press that subscribe button down below. If you're already subscribed to the channel, set your notifications to all so that you don't miss any of the hot topics and fire content. And go on and press that like button while you're at it. Queens and Kings, on the agenda tonight, we have warrants, lawsuits, on the run tour. Nosey Heaux shuts down her live channel, unpaid debts, national terror, terrorist watch list, and more. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Oh nah. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you can't buy. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be I can be real good. Please don't get any feelings. Hey, I need some love.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are definitely here today to discuss the Nosey Heaux topic. Okay, we are here to discuss the Nosey Heaux topic and more. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into the topics. Okay. Here. All right. So I do have my co-host here with me today. And today we are going to have a fabulous day. You guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome our co-host, Jane. Jane, welcome to the show.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good. Peace and blessings to you, beautiful Queen Tulsa in the chat, the members. Happy
Yes.
Friday. We made it through.
Yes, we did. And peace and blessings to you. Let's see. We have Deborah Nichols in the chat. She says, I'm here to get down with the get down.
I know
And
that's right.
yes, welcome all in the chat. And so that is the membership link if you guys want to sign up for the membership. Hi all. Hi all. All right. So we have today, we got an exclusive that Nosey Heaux has been, pretty much met with her energy, you know? And when I say she's been met with her energy, we all know Nosey Heaux to be this out of control, obnoxious woman hater. She does not like Black women. I mean, you name it. Selling her butt for nicks and dimes. You name it. Okay. Now, I do want to go ahead and bring up a video. And this video is going to be content from previous conversations that Nosey Heaux had, right? Previous conversations that she's had, her stance on people's children, let's make it all make sense. I did want to share with you all a clip right quick before we just really dive into it, because when we talk about covering a story, we got to give you guys the backstory, right? So without further ado, let me go ahead and share the screen and we can get into this content.
Okay.
All right.
Face, and you can come up. Show me your face. Okay. Oh, she hung up. All right. Tulsa, what do you have to add to the conversation?
Hi, everybody. Hey, Nosey, how are you doing? You remember that funeral that you did for me, and everybody was
Wait,
coming
what
after
funeral?
me?
Hold on.
Oh, she did a
That's
funeral.
one of the
and everybody was
avatars
coming
people,
after me.
Sharrell.
Now
That's
you're
one
getting
of
your
the avatars
moment. Now
people.
you're
All
getting
right.
your
All
moment.
right. Tulsa, I love you. I
Sharrell.
just really
No, but
wanted
now
to.
she's getting her moment. See, it don't pay good to be evil to motherfucker.
Okay.
Because
Tulsa.
now you're getting your karma.
You got
You
a
are
lot of
getting your
testosterone
motherfucking
going on. You okay?
Okay. Tulsa, I don't want no arguing. I don't want no arguing. Let me bring up someone else.
That's testosterone. You okay?
Hey, Kurz. Wow.
Oh my God, Sharrell.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the testosterone levels today are balanced, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently my what do you think about that statement?
That was so disrespectful of coming at you that way. Just unhinged. Because you were speaking the truth. I've been aware of her and her shenanigans for a minute. And I couldn't tolerate it, especially in the 2021 era, going at Tasha K, you know?
Mhm. Oh yeah.
I couldn't take it. So I was aware of her. Then it went from Tasha K to Nicki Minaj and Mr. Petty, her husband, obsession.
Mm-hmm.
Then I see her and Miss Lady here connected about a year ago. And I think that she does a lot of plays behind the scenes, especially during the 2021 and the 2022 era years.
Absolutely.
She played a lot. She did a lot behind the scenes. Things I've seen on other people's YouTube. I can't tolerate her tone. And when I believe Tommy Sotomayor called her out one time when he exposed that she lives in hotels and that she's a lesbian. I recall, I believe it was Tommy Sotomayor that called her out.
Yeah. Can't keep a man, can't keep a woman, can't keep a friend. When we talk about friends, we gotta give clarity to this. Guess who's on the story, on this big story? Cheryl.
Yeah, she's on it. I remember that episode. That was some months ago, right?
About 5 months ago.
But see, Nosy took it as she thought she was on Tasha K's level when the news and TMZ was going at the fact that Cardi B was suing Tasha. And that's the way she was taking it with Nicki Minaj.
And now that you say that, who is willing to discredit Tasha K in the news nowadays? Gangsta Granny.
Yeah, but it's jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
Tasha is doing a damn thing regardless of what people say. Sometimes I pay for her membership when I can, and sometimes I'm not able to. But she's even killing Gangsta Granny even now since she's decided to do lives every day now, Monday through Friday, on the YouTube for about an hour and a half, then take it over there to Tasha K Live. She could still beat her in views, and she's not even on that level of that. Your broom is your background. You can't even use the Zoom background filters they have to make it look more presentable.
Exactly. Hello, Sonia. She says, dropped in for a like and a view. Babysitting great niece tonight. Thank you so much. Well, listen, I wanted to bring up this video. She says, listening though. Thank you so much. I love you and I appreciate you. So I did want to bring up this clip because, this was my thing when I would go on Cheryl's panel. I would
Mhm.
go over there because they would be like they would all be airheads, in my opinion. And I
Mhm.
felt like I would have to be the one to come up there and bring some realization and reality to the topic at hand. So, without further ado, let's hear what this young lady has to say.
Nosy, we seen him talking, but something got to go. Nosy, you need to sue her because something happened to you. People gonna be like, "Wow, it is gone too far now." All these lawsuits now.
Now,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
a fan of lawsuits. Can we stop
I'm
talking
just saying,
lawsuits?
Right.
but Nosy got to do something though, because if she
Y'all
So
come,
stop
when they
jumping.
gonna
Y'all
talk?
stop.
So, listen, because we want to be on board with everything, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So, Cheryl's world said that she don't like lawsuits, right?
Right.
Mhm. And I wonder.
Correct. Cause she been through a hell of them.
Hmm.
But I don't know the full story on them. I believe she won one of them, didn't she, from a white YouTuber male, right?
Oh, I'll help you with one of them that she got shut down on. And shout out to a website called All About the Tea. Hmm. Diana Jenkins suing blogger Sharrellsworld for lies and defamation. That's her, isn't it? Is this her?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Diana Jenkins suing blogger Sharrellsworld for lies and defamation. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Diana Jenkins plans to sue problematic YouTuber Trina Sherrills Lloyd, aka Sharrellsworld. And other bloggers, the blogger went on a month-long tirade on her YouTube channel, making numerous false and defamatory statements about the Room 23 actor. The false claims include labeling Giant Jenkins as a sex trafficker, a P, a madam, and reportedly referred to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star as a hoe, the main hoe in charge, a Beverly Hills pimp, and claims her book Rome 23 was a book of Jenkins, Johns, and prostitutes. So when you say I don't want to hear a lawsuit, is it because of that? You know?
Yeah. That embarrassment that gave. That was all over when that was on there. I believe some people, those big channels on Instagram, the Shade Room and them, I believe, put that out there too, shared that. I know all
Hmm.
about the tea, put it on Instagram, and that's where I found out about that there. And I said, that's what she gets because I do remember that episode where she was trying to say this about that lady, and I didn't know that woman from a can of paint. You know,
Absolutely.
most
Understood.
most black YouTubers that's in that realm of Real Housewives reality show reviews, they're black women. They usually stick to the they used to stick to the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac. They don't really dig over there in the Beverly Hills. But see, since that lady's on that black woman from the Jamie Foxx show is on there, I guess that's giving them a reason to. But I didn't know that woman from a can of paint, so I do remember the stuff she put. Of course, behind the scenes in the LA world over there, there's some things that goes on. There's circles that things happen in the entertainment business. Of course there is, but we didn't I didn't believe that about Jenkins. I don't care to know it because Diana Jenkins ain't paying my bill, so why should I care? So, but that was her doing, you know.
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
agree. But you know what? This is my thing. When you want to say that you're credible and you have articles about you that people can reference. And speaking of references, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to the article for those that want to go over and read it for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we are not making things up, and you guys can read it and you guys can take it in for yourself, you know? And I just really felt like it was appropriate for me to bring that article, that story up when, this woman is claiming that she wants to do the right thing, um, and so on and so forth. But she got a check-in from one of the panelists.
Mhm.
She got a check-in from one of the panelists. And actually, before we go any further, let's go ahead and go on a commercial break, guys. We need to get the likes up. If we can, please send us a cash app. Our cash apps are on our name. Mine is $beautiful. Well, our guest is $DJ Body Oils. Mine is beautiful 070707. Give us one moment. This is just a reminder. This is not the black man's game. This is not the white man's game. This is the what type of game, co-host?
This is our game.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is our game. No one else's.
None. We're not doing it for the money, but let's get into it.
Anything he want with you, ain't nothing you can do
The money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
Scratching and scrambling most of my days to get where I got.
Not sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them.
Now, I eats in the big house kitchen. I got pine boards on the floor of my
If
cabin.
I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble.
And it don't take much coughing for the master to make me have a cup of corn whiskey for my medicine.
I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement.
Now that is fine living for a nigga, and I'll be damned if any African Guinea man is gonna make me lose all I've been working for. Now you take my
There are ways to win the war in a different way.
better learn. You best learn or you gonna get the bloody back for sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we appreciate all your support. And please hit the like button. And we thank you all for being here tonight.
Absolutely. And before we go into our next topic, go ahead and let the people know where they can follow you on Instagram.
Okay, guys. You can find me at Instagram at Davita Jane Brown on Instagram. Yep, I post a lot of things on my stories. I post things in my Instagram post there. So you could check me out and we could talk if you want to. But I'm Davita Jane Brown on Instagram.
Okay. And I did just drop your link in there. So you guys, if you want to support Davina, she is a Black content creator that's coming up out of her shell, which she's already out of it, like when it comes to co-hosting, but we want her to run her own show and we be a part of it and we all grow together.
Absolutely. But see, the topics is what I'm concerned about. That's all. Should it be about other content creators or something else? News or reality? Things that's going on that stays hidden, you know?
Yeah, I think it'll be you will be a great addition. Now listen, speaking of great additions, we have this young lady on the panel that is about to speak, honey. She's about to speak some knowledge onto the panel that we see above or on the screen. So without further ado, let's get into it. Deborah Nichols says, congratulations, Jane.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Nichols. I appreciate it.
Y'all stop threatening lawsuits, people.
I'm not gonna talk or threaten it. I'm not gonna talk or threaten it. So she's talking. I'm not gonna talk or threaten it. I think people should know that about me by now. But go ahead, sis.
Okay.
Stephanie, what do you have to add?
I just want to say this. I'm not here to convince anybody to be a Nicki fan, and nobody will convince me not to be a Nicki fan. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. However, I'm a reasonable human being, and I have sense. So I'm going to say this to Nosey and to everybody here who believes that Nicki is mad at you guys for talking about her husband. That is not it. I can assure you. It has nothing to do with that.
How can you assure us on her thoughts, though? You're not Nicki.
No, I'm not. But I'm telling you, that is not. That's your opinion. Your opinion is her son is a
Okay, so we have to stop it here and there and give our commentary. I'll let you go first, just from hearing the young lady and her coming up in her approach. What are your thoughts?
She basically saying she's a human being and that she's not taking no sides in this, and that she's not trying to get people not to be a Nicki fan or to be a Nicki fan, and she's not trying to have people thinking she's not or is a Nicki fan. But she's saying cut the BS because Nosey's been going at Nicki for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying, stop with the sugarcoating. You played a part in this. You played a part in what's going on now, and take ownership of it.
Right. I
Take
do agree.
ownership. Right. That's what I'm hearing.
All right. Well, let's hear a little bit more, people. And if you guys have something to sound off, drop those comments in the chat. We are here to have an engagement. This is not a bash live. This is our game of truth. Okay.
Hmm.
This is not the money game. This is our game of truth. So when we talk about this woman, Nosey Heaux, she came after the one Nicki Minaj's husband. We all know that he's a registered offender, right? I feel like she should have kept her content on the offender. Once she started veering off and talking about Nicki and then her music and then her son, any parents out there in the audience, I know if somebody comes from my son, there's going to be a response.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
that's whether if I'm a celebrity, I'm a big superstar, or whatever the case may be. We are forgetting that people are human.
That's right. Facts.
Let's get into this content.
Hmm.
Disgusting, all those nasty things you said
I
about
didn't
her
say my
son.
son was
That was
disgusting
your
ever.
opinion.
I never one time said a baby was
Nosy, I've seen all your videos, sis. Let's not argue.
I'm nosy, so I've never said her son is disgusting ever. I would love for you to pull that up.
So Stephanie, you feel that that's the root of the problem between
Yes,
Nicki and Nosey?
I actually, when it comes to Nosy, if Nicki wanted to sue Nosy, about what Nosy said about Kenneth Petty, she would have done that a long time ago, and she would have done that to every single blogger who talked about the case. The case is public. The information that Nosy and everybody else was talking about, that's public information. Nicki cannot sue for something that is public, guys.
Right.
It's not about that, Nosy. You have to understand. And I'm not saying you shouldn't drag or do what you got to do. But when you start bringing people, children involved in it, they have the right to do whatever they need to do. You said some horrible things about that woman's kids. Let's be very clear about it. You did. And at some point, you just need to own up to it and move on. You can still drag her. I'm here for some naked drag. I'm a naked stand. And it's okay for her to get dragged sometimes. But leave people's kids out of it. Y'all gotta stop that. You have no business. You have no business, Nosy.
I want to say her baby's cockeyed.
Okay. That's not what you said. That's not the only thing you said.
Her baby's cockeyed and he needs therapy.
Nosy, stop backtracking. That's not the only thing you said. You said.
See, when they getting called out on their shit, she's defensive, and that shows you she hasn't learned her lesson. So I agree with that woman there who's a Nicki fan. I agree everything that she said, and Nosy was talking stuff about her child. I would have went ham too, man.
Exactly. And see, this is my thing. This is what we're not going to do is put a child into it. We're not going to do that. We can drag all day, woman to woman, but we're not going to do the malicious little games, that would get anybody fired up. You're bullying a child, and this woman don't get it. She don't get it.
But see, why was it just 75,000? Why couldn't it have been more than that? Why couldn't it have been $500,000?
Mm-hmm.
Why is 75,000? That's what my question is. I guess she had her PIs find out that Nosey don't make that much money.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get on into it, child. I think they're gonna let us know how they really feel. Sonya says she's a barb.
Mm-hmm.
You said your videos are
I'm about to talk
online.
about your wig. Her baby's cockeyed, and he
That's
needs
not all
therapy.
that's not all you say. Who are you to tell somebody whether the child need therapy or not? Are you a doctor?
His daddy's a
Are you a
rapist.
psychologist?
I'm not. I don't need to.
Are you a psychologist?
Or let me ask you this, Stephanie. What about this, Stephanie?
His daddy's a rapist, and his uncle's a rapist.
You see, this is why I asked her to get sued, bitch. Because at the end of the day, you're talking about somebody.
Girl, you are so
But
angry.
Stephanie,
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm
Girl,
saying this from a mother's perspective.
Okay, hold on, Nosey. Hold on,
I'm
Nosey.
saying this. I'm telling you,
You already
Nosey,
got
I'm
a
being
child
reasonable with you.
Hold on.
You
Hold on,
gotta
Nosey.
leave her son out of this. Her son didn't choose to be
Let me
here.
say this. Hold on, Nosey. Let me
Her
say
son
this.
did not choose to be here. You have no business.
Hold on,
coming out of
Nosey,
that
Nosey,
woman's
let me say this,
like
let me say
that.
this.
I'm gonna buy you a new wig. Calm down.
Steph,
I'm lost. Like, what did the lady's wig have to do with it? I feel like she was really talking some common sense. Be an
Mm-hmm.
adult, right your wrongs, apologize, and move on. No, Nosey Heaux's ego would not let her push through.
Mm-mm.
Her
That
ego would not do that.
this lawsuit gave her a higher ego.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm about to have to block somebody that's been in the comments. I can't, and it's all making sense to me now. I gotta unfriend somebody right quick, God. Give me 1 second. I gotta hide somebody from my channel because don't come up, don't be in the backgrounds acting like you're for me, giving me these little weird little tips, telling me to put my live on members only. It's like you're trying to sabotage my channel, and you know who you are. I'm not going to address you by name, but I'm just going to hide you from my channel. You can go from another channel and look for me, but not tonight. It stops here. Let's get into this content.
Okay.
I'm
Stephanie.
calm. I'm calm.
Come on, y'all, be calm.
Nicki's
Listen
not
to
gonna
this,
replace your
Stephanie.
wig.
You have to admit this. Nobody's hands is clean. Nikki has been going.
I
after
never said Nicki's hands were clean, Sharrell. What I'm saying is Nicki has the right to come after Nosey based off of what Nosey said about her child. That's facts. Let's be clear. We cannot defend other people and not defend Nicki too.
So now they're saying that Nicki has the right to send people to threaten to
She
kill me.
has the right to defend herself. She had the right to go in your
She has the
DMs.
right to send
She
people
had
to
the right to
kill me
clown you
because
because
I
of what
Hold
you
on,
said about her
hold on,
child.
Nosey. So Stephanie.
It doesn't matter if she's a celebrity. Nicki Minaj is not Beyonce. Not everybody can have Beyonce's attitude. But do you know what Beyonce fans do? They go and make sure you go
let me ask you
bankrupt.
this. So where does it end? If
It
you say
ends when Nosey stop talking. Sharrell, Nicki will never sue you. Sharrell, Nicki will never sue you. You said what you give your opinion.
Hold on, Nosey. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Let me say this. No one will sue Sharrell and win. You know why? Because Sharrell doesn't do what Nosey does.
Y'all are creepy.
Nosey attacks Nicki personally. You give your unbiased opinion. That's why I'm here. That's why a lot of Barbs still watch you, Sharrell. Okay? And we don't even mind when Nosey give her unbiased opinion about Nicki. We don't care. I think that's why people think a lot of Barbs are delusional. They're psychotic.
Wow.
What about this, Stephanie? What about
you're screaming at the top of your lungs over?
Nosey, because you don't listen. That's why.
Okay, hold on. Michelle, calm down.
You don't listen.
Your wig is about to fall off.
Where was the lie?
There was no lie at all. But
go ahead. I'm sorry, sis.
But see, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Because when something else was exposed with somebody else, she's really cutthroaty, and she'll play a good game and play in your face from what Jaguar exposed as well. So that girl there is not lying at all. She's just saying, own up to what you do. Stand in your own shit, basically. And she's not. She has her ego up guarded. She ain't trying to accept her part in this. But she's the one that see what gets me. She was the one that came at Nicki first.
Absolutely. Nicki did not listen. Nicki has too much money, too much business, real business going on in her life to be sitting around, peddling around to find Nosey and pick a bone with her. No, you wanted this woman's attention by, first of all, exposing that her husband was on the registry list. Okay, we get that. But really, now that we know, what do we do? It doesn't change nothing. They're not divorced. They're still together. What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? I don't get it.
Then again, then again, sometimes people put batteries in other people's backs.
She should have kept.
Sometimes money is involved for certain content creators to go at certain people too. People pay them.
You're right. Well, she should have kept her nose in her own business. She should have kept her nose in that case. I think if Nosy would have stuck her nose just strictly to that case and trying to get justice or whatever it was that she claimed she was doing, because I don't really know what her plans is, because she's always had ulterior motives, you know?
Right. And then let's go back. This happened when they were 16, right? This
Mhm.
whole situation that's stemming from. But at 16, if it was consensual or not, they usually do sex offenders if you like 1920 with somebody under 18. So for him to this whole registering as a sex offender, it's sad that that's what happened to her at that age, and he did his time, and I'm sure he got help that he needed. He didn't do it again. Um, but I think that girl was salty because he married a superstar and she got jealous. And I believe that was the reason. I was sexually assaulted like Jen Huff was at 19. The man has done his 20 years. I forgave them, moved on. I didn't know the individual. I move on. Why would I want to open back those doors of hurt and pain, especially as that? So, is there some type of jealousy as well?
I'm sorry that happened to you, sis. You're right. But I want to bring up a point, because Cheryl was brought up with a silver spoon, right?
Hmm.
So I mean, for these type of cases or these type of conversations, I don't think that she would be somebody that I will point to first to uh carry on the interview or even bring in rational sense to the topic at hand. Let's just start there. Secondly, she'll never get the struggle. She'll never understand what it really means to be black.
Nope, never, unfortunately, because she got that entitlement attitude from the
Hmm.
door. And entitled, I just seen a movie about women like her called Controlled on Tubi, and a black woman, I believe it was based on a true story, named Dominique. Um, a girl named Dominique has her own production company out of Ohio, and Sharrell remind me of the woman's mom.
Oh
And it's
wow.
called Control. And the mother, the so-called mom, was that entitlement behavior and controlling behavior like Sharrell. So she never would know what it's like to be black and go through things because she's highly privileged. She's a high privileged black. No offense to whoever, but
That's that's
nothing.
what that's what we call the uppity blacks. The ones that think that they're better than the other blacks.
But them types are the ones that really destroys other people behind the scenes. and screw up people's lives, like high educated black men, like that man for the NAACP who was high black. You know what I'm saying? Like her, and was doing things behind the scenes. And when it got caught up, it got all exposed, and he killed himself. So some of them, their hands ain't clean now, but yeah, they portray that, you
Right.
know. But but it's all good. It's all good. Cause
Well,
what
let's
she
speak about this.
Mhm.
Let's talk about, King Payne was friends with Nosey Heaux. Do you think that Sharrell was, I don't understand. It's like she's just going after certain people, but she always seems to end up in some mess. See, this was a big story. Sharrell was on it, right?
Mhm.
The Jaguar story, Sharrell was in that, right?
Mhm.
So I'm painting the picture for the people to know that this she doesn't just end up in these situations, she seeks them out. And that's how she becomes a part of it.
That's
And
right.
and that's what makes her so immature. It's
Uh-huh.
like she's trying to go back and live a life that's not really adding up to where she is in life right now.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. And I
Right.
do but and I do believe during her height, when it was about those Real Housewives reality shows, I believe she did backdoor. I think she had deals and things with Bravo. I feel that way. She had some relationships with some of the housewives be, because she exposed when she was trying to go at Monica from All About the Tea. She exposed and told on herself and show her own hand when she said housewives and her communicated about Monica and about doing PI investigations on her. This was a while ago, but I remembered it verbatim.
Well,
So so
speaking of that, oh,
she does a lot. That whole I believe I also believe too, since you brought this up that King Payne was cool with Nosy, I do believe that they're going at him as well is behind her not being friends with him anymore. I believe that's part of it.
thank you for clarifying that.
I
Now,
believe it is. Yeah. Hmm.
when it
You're
did
welcome.
come to Monica from All About the Tea in this sham investigation, Cheryl said that she has some detectives, working on the case, and a lot of people got doxxed for no reason.
Hmm.
But I say that to say this woman sits up on her computer screen and sitting up here going up against a mega superstar. Where is the logic in standing on the side of right? I get that people have friends and they want to be loyal and you know, but when it's affecting someone and they are out of bounds, they are out of line, how can one be held accountable if they have enablers around them?
Hmm. You got the key word right there, enablers. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. You're speaking the truth tonight, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. You speaking some true facts tonight. Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, because I'm tired of these demons. It's demons over there.
The
Listen,
Kool-Aid. We're tired of drinking the Kool-Aid.
yeah, we're tired of drinking the Kool-Aid. Nosy Ho is passing the Kool-Aid out to everybody. Everybody on that panel, except for that one lady with those earbuds in her ear. I mean, it's like they can't think for themselves. They are just brainwashed. And then Cheryl can't even get her show under control. You see, Nosy is over there running it. She's trying to say, well, Nosy, wait. Nosy is steady over talking her. Girl, you shut up on your own channel.
Hmm. And I told you from me being a viewer that's when I noticed the change in Sharrell's channels when Nosey came into play. And I think the reason why she got cool with Nosey before the Nicki Minaj thing, I think is for the disdain of Tasha K.
And the disdain of Monica from All About the Tea, because
Yeah.
you know, she made sure she put on her kitten heels to make it to that meeting. She was behind all that. And I'm glad you brought that point up, because that drives me to my next point, and I'm not being malicious, I'm here to help uncover the hidden agenda, right?
Mhm.
So when you talk about Monica from All About the Tea, right? Well, she had a panel, okay? She had So Deb on there. So Deb was so interested in her being his mommy. He would drink all the time, and that can be overwhelming to some people.
Mhm. Yeah.
Then you had Biscuits, on there. On the panel, you had Classroom, you had The Frog, and then you had Pliz, and you also had Lysella on there,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So when you talk about people that just want to start things just for the fun of it, ladies and gentlemen, meet the panelist. They don't have to have facts. They're just going to go with their own narrative. Even being uncredible, they don't care. They will still report it. Diana Jenkins got Cheryl in check. And guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. And guess what? I'm not surprised that Nosey's being sued.
I
They're
just think
friends.
right. I think she should have got sued more, because that doesn't equal the amount of videos in those last 2 years about Nicki. She should have done more than that, because look how she was monetized doing that on Nicki. All that plays a role in that. I think it should be a higher amount, but it is what it is. But it doesn't look good for Nosy though. So that's I don't watch. I believe that main channel she used to have got shut down, didn't it?
Well,
YouTube took it away.
she shut her channel down. This is my thing. Nosey is on the run again. I don't know if anybody knows, but Nosey has warrants. She's on the national terrorist list, watch list. Um, that lady is nothing nice. She
Mm-mm.
has unpaid debts. You name it.
Now, but also, what about how Jaguar trusted her with a female that was in a hurt place, and Nosy was supposed to help the girl and end up not. You remember that situation?
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, this is another situation that I want to bring up. Do you remember when Nosey Heaux and Cheryl them, they had that investigation going on and having people ride by people's houses to take pictures of their cars, their homes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It was very petty and childish. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but my thing is with this whole situation, with this lawsuit and everything, at the end of the day, Nicki Minaj's son is a child,
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, who in the chat will not respond to someone that voices or speak negative about their child? Like, I'm guilty. I'm going to say you're not going to talk about my child. Like, leave my child out of it. Just come for me.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, Cheryl, can Nosy borrow your team? Your team of lawyers to go up against Nicki's? Because that's your friend. You don't want anybody to talk about her. Now Nicki Minaj has a lawsuit against her. Okay, well, now she wants to talk about her. So are you going to be that friend that offers up your attorneys for her defense? Let's get into this content a little bit more. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
off over a woman that you never met.
I'm not falling off of anybody. No,
Come
I
on, y'all.
gave you my opinion.
Okay,
And I feel
everybody
like
stop.
Everybody
stop. Everybody stop.
I'm not mad.
For women who look like Black China, she would never even be friends with you.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Nosey. Hold on.
What exactly is this?
Hold on, D. Everybody. Y'all, come on, y'all.
No, she's attacking my looks because
you're screaming over a celebrity that you've never met. I'm wondering if you're okay. And you sound Jamaican. Don't y'all smoke weed?
No, I'm not Jamaican. Stop calling me. I'm not Jamaican.
Nosey, hold on.
You see what she's doing? Do you see what she's doing now?
Yeah, but you're
doing
the same thing.
Me on my looks. I never attacked you.
Everybody just stop. Just stop.
I never did that.
Everybody just stop. I'm only talking to Stephanie. We're going to go one at a time. Stephanie, how do you put an end to this? Because you said Nicki's hands ain't clean either. How do we stop her from threatening people? What do we do?
Nicki will never threaten to sue anybody who never brought her child into the thing. Nicki saw Nosey's video, and that's when she reached out to her lawyers. What Nosey said was horrible, guys, about her child. Nosey, I know you know this. Like me and you as women, you know what you said. You were in your feelings, and it went there. It went there.
Yeah,
that's all.
All right, hold on, Stephanie. Let Nosey respond. Nosey, respond to what she said.
This woman seems unhinged, but that's just kind of a typical Barb thing. I don't have any feelings to be in about a baby that I don't know or care about. I'm not even a baby person. I don't care about babies. That's why I have a dog. So there's no feelings. I really just reported on.
She don't care about babies, people.
That means she's cold-hearted. That's a cold-hearted person. She just told her, expose herself. I have no feelings. No wonder she's on a terrorist list then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's scary. I mean, when you talk about her being on the the terrorist watch list, that's a demon up on her.
Mm-hmm. And so is this picture, Sharrell. She looks sneaky, all of that.
She thought she was chewing it with that wig on. Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm. She wants to be more than what she is. And now we see you for the filthy animal that you are.
Exactly. And I had to sit and realize some things. You know, she wanted to did a +1 up on you know who, and when that whole story came out about Levante, here she goes jumping in something that she has nothing to deal with to join on with Larry Reid's bandwagon. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, anything to take down a Black woman. You know, if you really look at her content when it comes to Black, oh yeah, she would drag us.
Yeah, I mean, think about what she did about Sheree from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh yeah, very jealous of her. Mm-hmm.
And I just seen a picture of her and Carlos and somebody else having a good time on Instagram. So I know she got pissed off about that. You know,
that's right.
She's not winning, like, you know. I don't, and see, the math ain't mapping because she talk about she got them amount, but like I said, in the YouTube game, it's about the views at the end of the day, not the number of subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm subscribed. After that whole thing went on, what they did earlier this week when we talked, I unsubscribed from her, but I know she's still trying to throw jabs at certain people. I know that. So
yeah, she really has nothing else better to do. They don't have content, and like you said, even with the 400,000+ subscribers, she's still not happy. Let's get into this content. Let's go.
Whatever story was going on at that time, whether it was Jennifer Huff or something with Nicki and Cardi or whatever was happening, because that's what I actually do, and I actually get paid for it. Unfortunately, Nicki don't write checks for the Barbs, and I don't know if she finds these people.
Oh,
Come out and give me a
All right.
and they get
At some point, Stephanie, doesn't Nicki have to?
Chest. Like this, y'all don't know that girl. Y'all have to calm down because y'all threaten people, and y'all are gonna be the one.
I would never come on this internet and threaten anybody.
Excuse me, I was talking. She's not gonna get you out of jail, and you don't. From the looks of you, you can't get yourself out. So chill.
All right. Not Nosey dragging me when I have my own business and I have a job in bank.
Okay, everybody be quiet. I'm bringing up another person.
You got electrical tape wrapped around a Ronald McDonald wig, sis. Wait a minute.
I'm not afraid that I would never feel bad for you to do that.
But you have electrical tape wrapped around bandaged around a Ronald McDonald wig. I don't know what's going on, but you're not the type of chick that Nicki would hang with. So I'm just wondering why you're going so hard.
Excuse me, Nosey. Excuse me, Nosey. Excuse me, Nosey. Nosey, and excuse me, Nosey. I like you, and I like your things you say, but Stephanie do have a little bit of point. She do, because her son, Nicki's son, is not a part of the public, and you did say some things. I'm saying this is my opinion. This is my opinion. You did go too far talking about her son,
and I have a right.
Like you. I do. Like I believe I'm on your side. What you said.
I know I'm on my own side. I don't need nobody on my side. You should know that about me by now. I stand on my own.
That's true. Hold
on, sis. And I cover the ground that I stand on. I'm not no buddy type, bosom buddy type bitch. I cover me all the way over here. I have a right to go too far. I didn't threaten anybody and I didn't lie on anybody. So whatever I say in this freedom of speech country that I live in,
not all freedom of speech is freedom of speech.
Too far or not, that's your business. But the law is not going to do anything to me.
That's what you think.
Well, then let them do it. You're not the law. You have a run. You work for McDonald's, so let them do it. And you worry about you.
So was Miss McDonald's right?
100%.
See, all for a click and a like, all for entertainment. Now you are sitting up here fleeing on the run. You still have warrants. While you were trying to call Jaguar out and say, oh, she has warrants. Well, Marley, Carol Green, you do as well.
Yep.
Yes, Carol. And the way she shut that lady down on that panel, she says, you have a little point, a little one. And and Nosey said, I don't need you. She says, Nosey, I'm on your side. I don't need nobody on my side. And look at Miss Thing over there with her hand on that mouse. Oh, she was getting a kick out of that. Oh, yeah, Black women are at it. This is, it feels like the Real Housewives of Atlanta when it was booming.
Yeah.
Get the drama.
Yep, it's a lot of that, and you're not lying. But when would this ever change, or people start seeing the light about the truth? Because I seen the light. I seen the light when it come to this, and people open their eyes up now. Because see, she let you on that panel that episode and said good things about you. So she knew who you was. She been knowing. But when this situation with King Payne came about, now you this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? That's not cool. So I do feel she do take down certain Black people. And that's not about her husband who follows everything she says.
Let's
see,
they
don't see they uppity Black, but see what's wrong with a man that want better in life and decide to take a trade to learn a skill and create a business out of it. I say kudos to that. At least he ain't working and slaving for somebody else's time. He creating his own way. That's the way of the world. Create your own way, even if you have to get it out the mud. Even if you ain't wasn't given the chance to, you have to create your own way. And I kudos to the black men and women that does that. You know, and that's a jealousy with that when they were talking about King Payne's lifestyle and his success.
Absolutely.
But Perry, your success came from being in the military for over 20 years. You took orders and been told what to do.
And thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now, I want to pretty much just say that we'll actually close off of that. But I wanted to say this, like, when it comes to these individuals that are just not really, they're not for the people.
Exactly. They're not.
And they make up this content and it becomes just so outlandish and it's so outrageous. And when you talk about somebody that's supposed to be mature, you know, it bothers me. It bothers me because this woman, she has children, but she associates herself with predators,
Hmm.
people that prey on each other,
Hmm.
people that are running from the law, people that are on the national terrorist watch list. Cheryl provided a space for this woman, Nosey Heaux, to come on her channel, and knowing good and well, Nosey Heaux was banned. So no, I can't depend on Cheryl to do the right thing.
Mm-mm.
It's
Oh
very
no.
and clear.
Hmm. She sometimes she'll go and do these stories like the whole with Andrea McCary situation with the boy being in a coma. I thought she was gonna be for that, but she wasn't. So we can't rely on her. She's not for us at all.
Absolutely. So what do you think should happen in this case?
I want people to open their eyes to see what it really is. And I said this that as long as she associates with that, it's not I wouldn't look to that person. I can't get any advice from that person. And it's all about divide and conquer with those type of people, energy, dark energy. Um, they're not learning. Are we learning anything when we go to them channels? Are you learning better things about your credit and about the truth about the government? Are you learning the truth about loving yourself more, knowing your worth? Huh? Having knowledge of self? No, none of that stuff is being taught about that over there.
I agree.
Somebody, this you got that. It has to be within you most of the time. It has to be in you to do this. I told you this I remember saying this. What got her through it all was the aesthetics. But she doesn't have that it factor like Tasha K does, or you, or T Pain. Let's remember the roots here. Those who came on the scene dragging Tasha K during the time of that Cardi, when that lawsuit came out about Cardi B and all, she was dragging her, going at her. I still believe people was paying her doing the drag Tasha K, but she was really, and Tasha K laughed at her and dust her shoulders off to her.
Well,
You
listen,
know,
I'm about to give you another laugh because, wasn't she Cheryl? Wasn't she taking up for Jason Lee?
hmm
And recently, she just started taking up for Armand's mentor or friend, Larry Reed, right?
What the fuck exactly? What the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is wrong with you? First of all, I wouldn't even be standing near no Kamala Harris. I'm not finna wear no damn Converses and some fucking white pearls. And I'm damn sure I'm not gonna be around some dude that hates everything about a woman because he hates the fact that his mother was a prostitute and that's how he was created out here. So him being born was not him being conceived in his mother's womb wasn't based on man and woman divine union, love making relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about a dollar.
Or a one night stand.
Where there was no feelings involved. Just a quick bust
Mm-hmm.
to get me some money for rocks or whatever.
Wham bam. Okay. Give me my money. Can I have the money? Give me the money. I need to move on.
So you got to understand where we have to look at the spirits of people. See him being conceived when he was conceived in his mother's womb, it wasn't based on the energy of love or divine union. That's why he's the way he is. Do I believe in his younger days he done things? Yeah, I do believe he does some things. Yeah, I do believe he stand on all four corners. Yes, I did to get to where he need to go. And he doesn't like black women, but he uses black women and he has a disdain for black women. But if you're big on top like Cardi, oh, he's gonna be all up in your ass. It's coming for Tasha to do stuff on him. It ain't here yet, but I see it coming. She got tea on him now. I do feel that. We're gonna know this how this thing about Larry Reed on Tasha K Live. There's gonna be one about him too, and I'm gonna be here for it. Cause I know he done some dirt. His hands is not clean. And the way he did Melissa Ford, who didn't have to do the things these girls do now in video. When she was in music videos and things, he done a lot of disrespectful things to her too.
Mm-hmm.
But I say what the fuck too, because he would never give her flowers. She just dumb on that. He doesn't give a fuck about a female.
Can we get a word from our sponsors right quick?
Sure.
Here we go.
He talked about. He was talking about
you know
the
what?
wife.
The whole thing is this, right?
Hey, Sharrell.
You know, and whether and like say we go with the narrative, say he was lying.
Let me say what I gotta say.
As
what
a
the
man,
fuck?
he said no, huh?
What the fuck? Why would you say some shit like that? You trying to cause a division between me and Storm?
Hell no! He the one that said it.
He wasn't just talking about me.
He was
No, he
talking
wasn't
about
just talking about you. Who
Sharrell.
else he was talking about then?
What?
Sharrell, he
Who
was
else he was
talking
talking
about
about?
you.
Talking about me. That's some bullshit.
I think it's
full of
fucked up,
shit. And you know
Sharrell.
what? I could put your ass on blast right now if I wanted to.
Well, put me
Go
on
ahead.
blast,
All
Sharrell,
y'all
because I have
fucking
nothing
lies.
to
You
hide.
over
ahead.
here. That's what you
Go
got to do
ahead.
to get clicks and views. Lie. And then you said, oh.
You
they said
lied.
that hold on. They said that
Sharrell,
LeVon.
why are you yelling at
said,
me?
hold on.
Yeah, but why are you yelling at me?
Because
No,
y'all full of shit.
I have no animosity
Y'all
against
full of
mad.
you, Sharrell.
She's mad because
I
somebody
think
put
it's
the
fucking
things out there
terrible. I
that
think it's
fans that
fucking
this guy
terrible
said
what that
something that he
lying son of
actually
a
didn't
bitch
say.
is doing to you.
That's what you got to do to get clicks and views.
Who?
You gotta lie.
I didn't know
You know
anything
me
about
better than that.
it.
You know me
Wait a
better than
second.
Am I all up
King,
in the middle of you and Nosey's business?
King, King, did I know anything about this until you told me?
That's bullshit. That's
King,
bullshit.
King Payne.
Like, please,
No.
King K ain't nothing but a
She
fucking
Did
said
I know
that.
anything about
But let me
this?
Jack
say this. Let me
said
say this.
that
He
Storm
said,
probably
he
feels
said,
some
can
type
I
of
talk?
way
Can I
because
talk?
you
Can I talk?
invited.
Can I talk?
Can you
Not
stop
over here,
yelling?
girl. You could try. What she said was.
All right, I'm gone.
What Jack said was.
You know what? I can't believe it. What I'm saying is,
What Jack said was.
Why was she yelling?
I don't know, girl. She could go yell on her platform.
You know what King should have said? Bitch, you could never. That's what he should have said when she was talking.
But you know, he ain't even gonna be that disrespectful to her like that. He wants the husband. And he made that very clear. See, that's her problem. She always wants to run up on somebody. She always wants to just run
But
up on
see,
somebody and feel like she can use her womanhood to get her up out of it.
one day she's gonna go across the wrong person and it ain't gonna end well for her.
Yeah. But she didn't have none of that energy when her best friend was on that panel. When her best friend
Exactly.
was getting unhinged and going in on innocent people once again. So not only, this is the crazy part, not only did she go in on Nicki Minaj, her son, her husband, but she went in on Sharrell's panel. Her panel members that came up.
And I bet you some of them unsubscribed that time, quit supporting Sharrell from that.
That's abuse. You know what I'm saying? That is abuse. You sit here and you let people downgrade and talk all crazy to somebody, and you want to check other people. No, that's not fair.
And this is the thing about the real truth about being a content creator. People got it all twisted up, you know. Remember, Sharrell says she doesn't care about subscribers, but being a content creator and a blogger, the main thing we learn in that blogging world is not about what you want when you are a content creator or blogger. It's about what is for the subscriber. What are you
Yeah.
providing to the table? And I don't see that either. It's all about what they want, and they got it They got it upside down. It's inside out.
Yeah. I mean, they love a little drama here and there, but then they also like some informatives. They might want to hear a crime story today. It's like they I don't know, it's like they are still stuck in 2020 when things were shut down. You know what I'm saying? They're still stuck in that time zone. It's like, wake up, you can go outside now, go get a fresher breath of air, go run around the neighborhood, go join a golf club, a country club. Since y'all got the money, go sign up for the golf club. Go do some rich people stuff. Go show us that.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't see that. You don't see that at all over there. Oh, we own a few real estate, but if I go to the mortgage guy's YouTube, he's trying to tell you tips about if you are owning property, how you could do, how you could pivot with the things that's going on with the economy with real estate and how the market is not doing well.
And speaking of the market, peep this out. If Monica from All About the Tea came back and formed a panel, Sharrell then would be looking for scraps. They would be looking for scraps. If Monica came back, she would really be mad. Just being honest.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had opportunity to join Monica's, I would, because I used to enjoy it on my smart TV, honey. I'd rather watch her than
the
Sharrell.
lies. Than the
Right.
lies. Shalies. We're gonna call her Shalies. She's full of Shalies. And she's about, oh, my name is Trina. Well, you ain't the baddest bitch. You is not Trina the baddest bitch.
See, Trina got it out of the mud.
Thank you.
That's why she the baddest bitch.
Okay, and it's a different type of struggle. It's a different type of hunger from that Trina.
Sagittarius queen right there, honey. She can't get on that type level. That's a self-made chick. Just like on that song K. Michelle did when K. Michelle was on the scene, I'm a self-made chick. Y'all listen to that song, Self-Made Chick, and listen to Trina. I'm a self-made chick. I had to get it on my own.
Period.
Hustle hard like these niggas do. Girl, she could never. She lies don't know nothing about that.
She lies. It's the she lies for me.
Exactly. It's just a laughable, and she's laughable to this point. It's just a joke. I'd rather for Monica to come back. I would love to join her panel, because I know what she gives, and she wasn't never on that. What I do think I think what made this happen, I think somebody put a battery in Pled's back. Well, why he's always, remember it was something about the comments.
Uh-huh. It was about the comments, but then you got to think about Lysella, and how she got down. You know what I'm saying? Like she pretty much bought her way on that panel.
Hmm.
Let's just be clear. Nobody was really checking for my Lysella like that, you know. But then she's there, and she likes to tell us that she has Hennessy and this and that, and it was like she would be cash apping the panel members. She would go to their little channels and support them, and that was just I just feel like it was all bad. I just feel like if Marcella wasn't there, she was the hiccup. She was the mess up, in my opinion.
Yeah, she's part of it.
And look at how many other things she's been a part of since that.
It hasn't been going good for her. The only interesting thing I watched was when she and that lady on Ann had gone into it. She made some good points because the other content creator was trying to take down Storm Steele's Canvas Beauty, and I didn't like it. All because her mother had comments about Melody Holt. That was the only thing that was good right there. Anything else, I just don't know. I know her husband has her third or fourth husband
Yeah,
suffering with cancer.
he
I
was like
probably
the fifth.
I would have been trying to do like a weekly thing because I know how you can reverse cancer, but it's up to the individual to want to do it. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, praise God, he is cancer free.
Hmm.
Yes.
Good.
Praise God for that.
Amen.
But this is my thing. When you talk about seizing a moment, that was a moment. You were so blunt, you were honest. It was not a traumatic situation. Like, it wasn't like a car accident or something like that. Like I'm feeling you. She could have documented that, or just given us those intimate moments of, okay, I'm overwhelmed right now, and these are my feelings. This is what, because you never know if we might have to take care of somebody like that.
Exactly. And see, in the 2013 era, when I came across Dr. CB, even though I heard about him in the 90s growing up, but when I took the time to use his products and things, I was sharing things on a blog at that time about ways you could reverse certain diseases. But
Mhm.
see, now they you got the Rockefellers and them and the people that's behind the WHO and all that in CDC. They try to switch the narrative. So they're watching, but people are not going when those vaccines came out. But she could have created something that could help because there are herbs, and it's all about whoever's listening who's going through something, who got a disease and stuff. The reason why doctors are telling you there's no cure is because they got in their mind that they cannot make money off healing. They get paid major by the FDA behind the scenes with these drugs. The Rockefeller controls big pharma. So we got to do our research. Cancer came into play because big pharma moved out the herbalists, but God said herbs is for the healing. So when Dr. CB was living, he shared that a lot, and he said that mucus is the main disease, and that is true. So what I'm saying is, Marcella should have, she really could have grew her following by sharing these intimate details on that.
Absolutely. But she was just too tuned in. I mean, even with everything going on, she was still in a mess. I mean, when somebody's down with the mess, it doesn't matter if they're having a family tragedy or not, they're still going to get their fix. But I do want to say this, out of everything that's going on, what are some things that you want to see differently with content creators? I know you spoke on, an instance where Lysella could have documented that very important part of her and her husband's journey.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts?
I would like more realer content creators that could bring something to the table that's not all mess, but to open your eyes up because people are tired of drinking the Kool-Aid. So it's a mixture of things that I would like to see. If that person in Las Vegas, her and her husband got all this wealth with real estate, how about help other people that's trying to go on that journey instead of going to Grant Cardone, who's gooping the kids right now, who's a culture vulture now. He's not always been a culture vulture, but he's a culture vulture now. Why we got to go over there? He's trying to tap into us now. But if you claiming that, oh, me and Perry got these real estate deals and we got property, well, definitely, won't you share that with other Black people that's interested, that would like to learn, that got money, that got inheritance, and they don't want to just waste their money? Why are you not sharing that? If you got property, you could get it as a trust. So if you leave here, your children won't be charged with taxes and things.
I agree.
Why you're not teaching those things about building credit? Because your credit got to be good if you're doing real estate, baby. It's either your credit good or you got the capital. It's either one of the two, or your family left you capital. It's either one of those options when you want to get into real estate. No sugarcoating here, but stop the sugarcoating, yo. Maybe you get more people to respect you and want to go to your channel if you're talking about something real and positive to open people's mind up. But we're not getting that. We're getting fake, and I'm tired of it. The
Absolutely.
dude, Cal from Neighborhood Talk, does better than her just on his Instagram posts on shit, you know?
Oh, she doesn't like him anymore. She found a way to pick a bone with him, and this is why she was mad, because Jason Lee and the Shade Room and other bloggers got a picture with Kamala Harris. She wanted a spot.
But baby girl, how you gonna get mad when you're not on the levels of them? The reason why you're not on levels on them because they have class with how they present their business and you don't.
Well, they're reputable, incredible.
And see, another thing, she probably hate Jason. Jason's part of the board to give you that blue check on IG. See,
Well,
he's a good businessman, but personal, the things behind the scenes, I don't respect. The disrespect on Black women, but they're more credible than her. She's not. Cal's more credible because Cal was part of the Shade Room before he started his own. And his Instagram, he got people working for him. Sharrell doesn't. Go to Sharrell's IG, it's nothing like Cal's. They branded his stuff right when they got these new stories out on celebrities and other stuff. I don't see that. So she's got a lot of she needs somebody that she needs. From my understanding, Tasha K and her husband offers a program to help other YouTubers to scale up and level up. And I'm sure Kyle took business notes from Tasha. So Kyle, they more reputable than Sharrell. And if she's salty about that, girl, you need to step up your game and look at the person in the damn mirror and say that you need to fix some things if you're trying to be in a picture with Kamala Harris. But your news ain't worthy on the levels of Kyle and old boy there. That's why she wanted the picture. And see Kyle and Jason, they got LLCs and stuff. They got trademarks and stuff. They prove to people like Kamala that hey, they're about business. They're about the business. And she does share businesses. The reason why I'll tell you again, let's look at the background of where she does her video. That tells me that you're not trying to invest in a studio. You're not trying to brand yourself. like the way Tasha is.
I mean, with somebody with 400,000 plus subscribers, I expected more. You know, I expected a clean set, a setup, the intro. I mean, but it's like, mm, not buying it. But then it's still giving me, she's still trying to. This is what, see, and this is the thing why I said that she's jealous of Tasha K. This is on her page. She says, another lawsuit. Larry Reed says blocker Tasha K continues to lie on him just as she did famed rapper Cardi B. Don't miss the interview tonight at 9:30 Eastern on Sharrellsworld.
But
And
see,
this was like 4
but
weeks ago.
But see, look at can you open another IG and compare her Instagram post to Kyle's neighborhood talk? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. What did I just do? The neighborhood talk. Right.
We got that. Look at the logo. Now look here. This matters when you're a brand on Instagram. You see all those highlight things? That's key to growing your Instagram. Look, last time I remember, Kyle was at 800,000 followers. Now he at 1.3 million followers. That says a lot. That says a lot. Now let's go down. Let's look at this. We got the logo, picture of the situation, and the title of this situation. Most of his things has his logo in it. Professional. To me, it's branded. It fits his brand. But hers ain't like that.
Yeah, that's definitely professional.
And see, another thing, he has staff that works for him. And they post too. They post too on there. So sometimes they post 10 to 20 updates a day because news is 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So their ears are to the streets.
Well, it's so interesting because you said they post a lot because the Nicki Minaj pay up story has been moved down. So let's go back up. Since that's been reported today, look at how many other stories developed,
Exactly. She
Wow.
can what I'm showing an example of, honey girl. Instead of you trying to look at what Tasha doing, your only enemy is yourself. And this self-pity behavior is going to be the death of you and your YouTube career because you're not on a level of people like Neighborhood Talks. So that's why she's jealous. Sometimes these people went to branding school to know how to brand their content, being a content creator. All that stuff matters. Branding definitely matters when you're a brand and you're doing news. All of that matters. It really, really matters. And she doesn't give that. So that's where the jealousy is. What I noticed, what I'm noticing, Tasha K does Facebook events on every live she does on YouTube now.
Yeah, like she does like a pregame show. Yeah, that's where I got the idea from because I actually watch her too because I'm like, I've always supported Tasha, even like actually, when she was going through the lawsuit and she hadn't even been, they hadn't even made the final decision. Wow, that is so interesting.
And see, I seen the bag wagon when they did these titles of Tasha, and I was just shaking my head, But it just shows me. But she became news when that lawsuit when she was going to court. Even Essence had listed, I think it was Essence or Black Enterprise Magazine, and I shouted her out saying, "Congrats, being on Black Enterprise Magazine." And so yeah, Miss Fang over there in Las Vegas, girl, you're just a fan of her, but she can never.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of getting into rooms, since you did bring up Tommy Sotomayor earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get back into do you recall the interview with Shay Means, the young
Yeah,
lady?
yeah, I do.
Uh-huh. All right, so let me go ahead and bring up an old clip. Just a little recap of letting you guys know how Queen Tulsa moves in the streets. Let's get into
Okay.
it.
All right.
Listen, Lonnie, there's a lot of noise.
The video is muted. Okay.
Which is equal to physical abuse. Okay, so they even. Thank you so much. Is she still there? Okay. Who is
the noise?
Hi.
It's when you talk and make it.
Hello. Hey. What you do to the sound, Shake? Okay, listen. All right, so we're gonna let you ask your question and then we're gonna end the show because something's wrong with the sound. I apologize about that. Okay. So, leading lady, what's your question?
Queen Tulsa. Yes. Well, first of all, I didn't have any questions. I came up here to encourage you. I just came up here to encourage you. I want to say forgive yourself. You are loved, and let's adjust your crown. And no matter who came up here and tried to get you off of your P's and Q's. Okay. And so forgive yourself. You are loved, and we're going to adjust your crown. Apply pressure into getting justice, and nobody gets the right to tell you how you felt. If you felt in danger and if you felt like you had to protect yourself, I stand with you. I have PTSD, and if you had jumped in my face, I can't say that I wouldn't have reacted the way that you have. A man pushing or making any attacks to a woman is wrong, and anybody that's standing up for that, you need to be ashamed of yourself. Let's stand up for our Black queens. Let's stand up for our Black, our sisters. She's somebody's sister. She could be somebody's mother. That's somebody's daughter. It could be ours. So let's be selfless when somebody comes forward. We don't get the right to tell her what she should have done and how she should have done it. I love you. I stand with you, and you walk in your truth. Okay. And when you get down, you think of a gospel song, or read Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. Queen, still you rise. Still you rise. Look at Tasha K. A lot of people counted her out, but God, okay? Still she rise. Still rise. Thank you so much for keeping up with the Queen Tulsa. You have a wonderful evening. I love you.
Thank you. Now we're gonna have
I am amazed. That was so beautiful of you. Oh man. I agree to
I
everything
clicked
you
it off
said.
too soon. I'm gonna take it back. I clicked off too soon because I do want you guys to hear the ending of that. Okay.
Okay.
When you hear a content creator really, and this is in my early years, I'm saying it like that was like 5 years ago. It was only like a year. Hold on 1 second. Look at Tasha K. A lot of people counted her out, but God, okay? Still she rise. Still rise. Thank you so much for keeping up with the Queen Tulsa. You have a wonderful evening. I love you.
Thank you. Now we're gonna have to end on that note. That was just too good. Okay. So thank you so much, Shay. I'm glad that you are handling your business. I support you. It doesn't matter what you do for a living, who you interact with. As women, we interact with all types of situations, but that doesn't take away from who we are as women, okay? And you are a woman, you are a very young woman, still growing into who you are. And so I don't support that at all, okay? And I love how the therapist came on here and said, there's no difference between emotional abuse, verbal abuse, as well as physical abuse. So until the Black woman that want to get on here and say it's okay for beta men to beat a woman ass just because she want to push them, those are the women that I'm telling you, when I see your ass in the domestic, what you call them damn shelters, don't call me asking for no motherfucking money to help move you, okay?
All right.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
You know, and my thing is, it's all about the content. It's a time and place for everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
see, that was a serious moment. And I
Very
took
serious.
the opportunity to seize that moment and go up there and love on my sisters. And what is Tasha K doing today? Still thriving. Her production has improved. I mean, the girl is working.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes, she is. She's working,
working.
and if I wanted, I sometimes I wanted to know what was the cost of her program,
Mhm.
because I remember her and her husband does help other YouTubers.
Well, listen, I might have to reach out to her and say, hey, can we do like, what I'm saying, do business together,
Absolutely. Hmm.
Mhm.
And you got that look of a model, honey. Yeah.
Oh, listen, you just wait until I finish my physical therapy. Listen, I've got some things for you all. Like, I'm so, everything happens for a reason. I don't question it. I roll with the punches.
I know
And
that's right.
I'm just so thankful for the real genuine supporters. Like, if I'm telling you, please don't mention this person in my chat, please don't mention this person in my chat, I shouldn't have to keep saying that. I love those that respect and love me unconditionally all the way through, not just for today, not just for tomorrow. I appreciate that. Shout out to my head mom Sonya. And I always tell people this. Me and Sonya, we met here on YouTube. A lot of people told her things or she heard things about me. Guess what? She had come over here to find me out for herself.
Hmm. Yep. So did I. Yeah.
You know?
Hmm.
And I'm not malicious. I just like to have fun. And, when it comes to commentary, you want to like with the rag, and we called it like ragging back in the day. You want to rag on me? We can rag all day. And you know, that's how we would get it off. You don't want to fight. Let's just talk it out.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
prefer talking it out or rap, like rap battles. Back in the day, it was safe ways for people to get it out, whether if it was putting up the dukes or going back and forth. But, nowadays times have changed. People are going to go get the strap.
Yeah. I've seen it play out, and it's just dangerous. And there's a lot of things going on with this. It's a lot of prayer that's needed. Huh? And that's going on now. This is just the second month of the year, and all this stuff is happening. It's a lot.
But listen, is it like really? This is Black History Month.
Hmm.
Like I'm just a little
That
confused.
right, and that's what disturbed me about what happened. This is
I'm like,
Black History
all the
Month.
cops on that man in Black History Month.
Hmm. I shared something about Black men who created so much things. There was a time where Black men were creators and inventors that they don't talk about. And when I did my research on it, I'm like, this was going on in the 1700s to 1800s. You know, I guess they was not distracted like they are now. So we are some creative beings, and we're very smart people if we could just look into ourselves and be creative and make things happen for us. And we got to quit tearing each other down. We got to build each other up.
Yes.
Hmm. To build each other up. It was a lot that we touched on tonight. There was
Yeah.
so much that we touched on. Yeah, I do think when it comes to Tommy, you know, there was a time where I understood the situation. But he's another hurt individual like Jason Lee, because again, he wasn't, because it wasn't, because him being conceived wasn't when it was exposed about his mother having was dating a married man, and he got conceived. He came into the world behind that. And I think that that's where the disrespect of his feelings towards his mom, because men that disrespects their mother don't respect women.
Right. And speaking of Black History Month, Black pioneer in the development of the internet. So shout out to Dr. Philip Imigwali. He is a computer scientist who was born in the 1950s in Nigeria and moved to the US to study mathematics and marine engineering. Philip designed the program for the fastest computer on Earth, which was made up of over 60,000 widely distributed microprocessors and ran more than 3.1 billion calculations per second.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to him. Yes, I'm aware that they the ones that that Black Americans created a lot of these things that we're using today. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And it's giving credit where credit is due. Like we can sit on here, we can shoot the mess, but let's make it count, and that's what I'm all about. And I love how we take these opportunities to stick this in the commentary, because what I've learned is a lot of people, they want the mess and the drama and things like that. So yeah, we can talk about it, but then we're going to switch in and out of it.
Mm-hmm. It's all about knowing, loving self now and having self-worth for each other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all about like what you put out is what you give in. So I'm not going to be out here just being malicious and being mean towards people. And then I know that that's going to come back to me.
Exactly. That's where integrity comes in. And what you see, some of them don't have that. And this is what we got.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you get back what you put out. That is so true.
It's a boomerang effect.
Mm-hmm. I decided for a while, I decided to go get a Vitamix today because I need to go back to doing my smoothies and everything.
Oh, remind me that I'm gonna DM you a smoothie situation.
Okay.
So just remind me to, and I'll send it to you.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So listen, on a closing note, because I know people are like about to go out on a Friday night that didn't go out last week because all the prices and everything was all jacked up. But what's your closing words? Let the people know where they can follow you, and yeah.
Okay, guys, it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday night that we discussed so many things. And keep your head up regardless of the situation, and speak positivity to yourself regardless of what's going on. And always know it's you who you got at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's about who you are, and love yourself and know your self-worth. Period. Period. And may God bless you all, and happy Black History Month. Okay. And you can find me on Instagram at Davita Jane Brown on Instagram. The same picture will show on my Instagram. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a blogger and do different streams, try to do different streams of income to make things happen out here. So you can find me on Instagram at Davita Jane Brown. Yeah.
All right. Well, I definitely want to thank you for coming out and co-hosting with me and bringing your ideas, um, your wisdom, and also just being brave to stand with me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
it's so
Mm-hmm.
sad that I even have to be like saying that. It should be normal, but it's so foreign.
Mm-hmm. I'm standing for what's right because I see for what it is, and I know that nurse in New York unsubscribed from over there. She got to with all this mess that's gone on. I know that she hasn't had enough of that, but we're standing. Oh yeah, we're gonna stand.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, how about I do like our daily devotional and then we could just call it a night.
Cool.
Okay, yes. I'm gonna pull up a daily devotional actually for today. And usually I'll read these. I'll get back more in touch with these and read these to us. So daily devotion, walking wisely. Today is a gift that will be gone tomorrow. Don't throw it away. Ephesians 5:15 through 17. In his letter to the Ephesians, the Apostle Paul shares how to walk wisely. In today's passage, he gives three instructions. First, he says to be careful how you walk. Verse 15, because we live in a sinful world, we must be vigilant about how we think and act. Second, the apostle instructs us to make the most of our time. Verse 16. So often we are tempted to squander our time and energy on our own pursuits without a thought of what our Heavenly Father may have in mind for us. Third, Paul tells us to understand what the will of the Lord is. Verse 17. In its broadest sense, God's will for us is that we would each become the person He created us to be and do the work He planned for us. Ephesians 2 and 10. Knowing this, we should look at every decision with consideration of whether our choice will further or hinder our Heavenly Father's purpose for us. The Lord wants us to walk wisely so that we can enjoy all the marvelous benefits He has promised in His Word. Wasted opportunities and time misspent can never be reclaimed. Let's commit to make our lives count for Christ instead of merely living for ourselves. And on that note, we are out of here. Good night.
Amen. Good night.
Say something. Girls need love. Girls need love. Girls need love. Girls need love. So what's a girl to do? She needs love. Girls need love. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Give it to me like you need it, baby. Want you to hear me screaming, have it breathing. I don't need a reason, baby. I want it till you get by. I can get it to you right, baby. I wanna be in your lane. I can be real good. We don't get any feelings. Hey, I need some love.
All right, guys. So I want to definitely thank you all for coming out. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you are the replay gang, I want to thank you. If you sent any cash apps, donations to the channel, for the people, I want to thank you all as well. All right, we are headed out. Good night.